All right, well, not every video is going to be a banger. I think this is a good video. I got some nice statistics here. You guys like stats? I got some stats written down in my handy-dandy notebook. It's actually a notepad. It's only got one sheet left. I wanted to call it a handy-dandy notebook for all my Blues Clues fans out there, much like myself. But these are fun. So you got Prismatic Evolutions just came out last week. A lot of fun to open, right? Kind of. When you open up Prismatic Evolutions, first of all, good luck. You have a 1.33% chance of pulling a special illustration rare. So you open up a pack, you've got 1.33% of a chance of that pack containing a special illustration rare. It doesn't matter what it is, just a special illustration rare. Of that 1.33% chance, you have a 28% chance of that SIR being an evolution. Obviously, 9 evolutions in the set, there's 32 SIRs in the set, so you have a 28% chance of that SIR being an evolution. What that means is that you have a 0.37% chance of opening a booster pack and it containing an evolution SIR. That's terrible. That is terrible. I've seen a lot of people complain about pull rates, about how difficult it is, but not just how difficult SIRs are to pull, but how difficult evolutions are. Well, yeah, they're difficult to pull because they make up 28% of the SIR pool. So it's not like there are a lot of evolutions in the set, don't get me wrong, but only 28% of the SIRs are evolutions. There's 23 other ones that you can pull, which is absolutely crazy. It gets worse. So you have a 0.042% of pulling name a card, name an SIR. So let's say you're chasing the Umbreon. You open up a pack, you have a 0.042% chance of pulling that Umbreon EX SIR. So if you've already pulled it, congratulations, you literally just won the lottery because it is a 0.042% chance of pulling that card. Let's break it down into market talk here. With market prices being $11.66 for a booster pack of Prismatic Evolutions, which is crazy. It just came out. It is $839.52 to pull an SIR. It could be the Crispin, could be the Dragapult, it could be a Teal Mask Ogerpon, it could be the Umbreon, but $839.52 to just pull one. It's going to cost you $19,308.96 to basically guarantee you an evolution SIR. So if you pull poorly, let's say you pull all 23 SIRs before you pull the evolution, then you finally pull an evolution. It is possible you could spend $19,308.96 to pull that. It's going to cost you $27,984 based off of pull rate data to pull name a card, the Umbreon EX special illustration rare. So for a specific pull, specific SIR, because the pull rates are so bad, basically one out of what, 72 packs for an SIR. You've got 32 packs in this, or 32 SIRs in the set. You take 32, you multiply it by that 72 number, you multiply that by $11.66. That's how much it's going to cost you, which is absolutely insane. You almost have a better chance at winning one of my giveaways. Speaking of giveaways, we are adding to our Prismatic Evolutions Masterset giveaway. So yesterday, we were 62 cards away from completing this bad boy. Today, we are going to add 3 more cards to it. I got 3 more cards in. So I've got the Iron Valiant SIR, the Dragapult SIR, and the Ogre's Mask Pokeball Reverse that I'm going to add into this. My goal is to get this completed like 3 weeks from today, and then we will give it away to one lucky subscriber. So if you want to be the winner of a Prismatic Evolutions Master Set, literally every card that you can pull from a Prismatic Evolutions booster pack, it's all going to be in here. We're going to put everything in here. All the Master Ball reverses, all of it, and then we're going to give it to one lucky subscriber. So scroll down, make sure you're subscribed, and then you want to go over to this video up here. I'll leave a link in the description, but this is the thumbnail. You want to leave a like and a comment on that video. Boom, you are entered. 3 weeks from today, that's the goal to finish. And then we will draw a winner probably a week or so after that. So I want to talk about Prismatic Evolutions because I have some not fun information about pricing. Like it's very new and it's very weird right now. Like everything is all over the place. Single prices are jumping all over the place. Nobody really knows what to expect because you can't really find it. In my opinion, there's 2 things that Pokemon can do. And there's 2 things that we as collectors can do. Well, you as collectors, obviously I'm a store owner, so I'm not going to count my opinion on anything. Number one, this is the most important thing as a collector. I would not pay more than MSRP for this set. I really wouldn't do it. I understand there's FOMO. I understand there's people out there who are financially able to do it, and that is your money. You do what you want with it. I do not think it's worth it. I was really excited for this set, and frankly, I still am excited for this set. I think it has some amazing cards in it and some beautiful artworks, but I think the pull rates on this set are just too hard. I know some people like the chase. I know some people like the idea of trying to pull that alternate art VMAX Umbreon. This is way harder than that. This is way harder than that. We're going to jump into that in a minute here. I would not pay more than MSRP on this set. I just really wouldn't do it. That FOMO is just terrible. I think Pokemon either needs to just leave it be and let everybody just run wild with it, or they need to print it to a level so much, which I don't even know if they can do, that it's going to be widely available for everybody. I'm talking about more than Shining Fates, because Shining Fates was widely available, but eventually people realized that it wasn't really a set that they were enjoying as much. Like, they weren't resonating as well with the full art Shinings. They weren't loving them as much as they did with Hidden Fates. Prismatic Evolutions, there's a lot of different people who love the artwork. There's a lot of people who love the $sign. And that is just, I mean, we're at a point right now where people are just going to continue. There's a lot more whales, I think, in this community right now than people really understand, that they're just going to buy it out. They're going to farm it. They're going to sit on it, nurture it, cuddle with it, and be like, hey, this is my money that I'm just going to forever. You know, like, it's just, you got to be really careful. It's a cool set. There's other cooler sets coming out, or as cool sets, hopefully, that are coming out. And maybe it's just time to focus on that. It's easy for me to say. I've already opened up a fair amount of it. Obviously, I'm just giving this away, but it is not, the pull rates really did bring things back a little bit. And I wasn't expecting them to be anywhere near, I can flip you guys around. I wasn't expecting them to be anywhere near what we saw with Crown Zenith, but I was hoping for Hidden Fates level, and I was hoping, okay, well, at least let's go back to like Paldea Evolved, even Paradox Rift pull rates, where it's like 1 out of 40-ish packs. That would be absolutely amazing. So here's pull rates. We're doing a little comparative analysis to Evolving Skies. A lot of people like to compare this to Evolving Skies because it is Evolutions, and Evolving Skies was Evolutions. So we're going to look at some pull rate data here. Average special illustration rares for Prismatic Evolutions. You can see I have 1 out of 77 packs. I know TCG Player had 1 out of like 45 packs. However, I really am of the firm belief that you cannot count a God pack, and I've said this before, and I will say it until I'm blue in the face, red in the face, purple in the face, whatever you want to call it. I do not count God packs as 9 special illustration rares. I think you can only count them as 1. Because as the average consumer, the average collector who's just looking to get an understanding of how many packs they will need to open up to see special illustration rares, that pack that contains 9 special illustration rares is going to be the same amount of packs to pull 1 special illustration rare. So I think you can only count them as 1. So I probably didn't have the best luck, and I think my pack size is obviously small, 540, not great. But I've opened up well over 1,200 packs now between pack break streams, other things like that, and I can tell you it is way, way closer, based off of probably closer to 1,800 packs worth of data. It's way closer to my number than it is TCG Player's number. It's probably closer to 1 out of every 70, 1 out of every 72, which is really in line with what we said already, that these are the same pull rates that we saw with Surging Sparks, with Twilight Masquerade, with all these other sets after Paradox Rift, once Pokemon nuked and changed and did things differently. The only difference is with this set is you don't have illustration rares to kind of help. Instead, you have Master Balls, Pokeball reverses, things like that, which I guess we're supposed to be counting as kind of illustration rares. You get those Master Balls 1 out of every 20 packs, 1 out of every 220 or 22 packs. Pokeball reverses 1 out of every 3 packs. So that's supposed to kind of feel like, oh, here's a Radiant card. Oh, here is an illustration rare card. It just doesn't feel that. They're cool to look at. I love the texture, but it's different. It hits differently, right? If we look at Evolving Skies, and this is where we really need to kind of compare the data, and this is what I'm really worried about. I do not want to spread FOMO, increase FOMO, anything like that. I really need to say this, and I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. If you miss out on Prismatic Evolutions, you miss out on Prismatic Evolutions, and it's okay. There is going to be some cool sets. Journey Together comes out. The Glory to Team Rocket comes out. Next year, we'll have a 30th anniversary set. There's a black and white set coming out. There's going to be cool sets for years to come. And if you continue to get upset about Prismatic Evolutions, you will not be here for years to come, because you are going to be so focused on that dot, and it is going to take away from all the other great things that happen in Pokemon, that you are going to be upset. And it is easy for me to say because I have already opened up a lot of Prismatic Evolutions. But I'm telling you, this data is not supposed to increase FOMO or anything like that. This is just for information. I want you to be around as long as possible. I want this community to grow. I love Pokemon. I think Pokemon is absolutely amazing. I've been collecting Pokemon cards, playing Pokemon cards for a very long time. I want it to be around forever. And if you get caught on the dot, on the dollar sign, it's not going to be a good time. But if you look at Evolving Skies here, and really I want to compare special illustration rares to secret rare alternate arts, to those alternate art VMAXs. So if you look at the bottom on the Evolving Skies side, you can see 0.17 is the pull rate for alternate art VMAXs, basically 1 per case. So 1 out of every 216 packs is going to yield you an alternate art VMAX based off of almost 2,000 packs of sample size. So similar to what I've opened for Prismatic Evolutions so far, 216 packs, that's a lot to pull an alternate art VMAX. But here's the rub. Here's the big difference here. The big difference is there is a lot more special illustration rares in Prismatic Evolutions than there are alternate art VMAXs in Evolving Skies. That's point number 1. Point number 2, Evolving Skies was a main series set. As much as people would like to say that Evolving Skies has always been expensive, it hasn't been. Evolving Skies was printed to the moon, and look at the price point that it's at right now. Evolving Skies had 4 print runs, at least that I can remember. We're talking about multiple runs of booster boxes. We're talking about multiple runs of Elite Trainer boxes, multiple runs of hangers. It was produced and put into tins throughout the majority of the Sword and Shield block. It was all over the place. And yeah, a lot of times it did get bought up right away, but they were even on Pokemon Center's website in tins for a couple years. Yeah, you had to take a Brilliant Stars pack with it, and a couple other packs that maybe you didn't want to have, you didn't want to open at MSRP. But Evolving Skies was different because it was a main series set. There was a time in 2021, a few months after Evolving Skies came out, where booster boxes were hovering right around $90 to $100. So Pokemon was able to print enough of Evolving Skies to put it out there, and then it was continued to be at or below MSRP as far as packs go for a long time. I don't know if Prismatic Evolutions is ever going to get to that point, no matter how much they print it, because there are so many eyeballs and so much attention on it. That is why the average consumer needs to be okay and look for it at MSRP. I'm not saying don't look for it. I'm like, we're going to continue to put it out there at MSRP, and I'm sure a lot of other stores are going to as well. When you're going to Target, you want to wait in line, go nuts. I'm saying don't buy into, oh, I can't find it at Target, I guess I'm just going to have to pay $150 for the Elite Trainer box. I don't think you should do that. If you look at pull rates right now, and we're looking at prices in a second here, Evolving Skies, 1,296 packs is what it will take you if you pull perfectly to pull all of the alternate art VMAXs. Now, it's probably going to take you more than that because of variance. You'll probably pull 2 Duraludons before you pull 1 Umbreon. That's just how it always works with luck. But 216 packs to pull 1 alternate art VMAX, and there's only 6 in the set. So you have the Evolutions, then you have Duraludon. Basically, that's how it all breaks down. 1,296 packs. That's bad. That's what a lot of people like that chase. It's way worse with Prismatic Evolutions. Way worse. Because let's say it is 77 packs to pull. I mean, I think it's a little bit better than that, but 77 packs to pull a singular special illustration rare. And remember, only 28% of those are Evolutions. So 23 of them are not an Evolution. There's 32 in the set. So if you multiply the amount of packs it takes you to pull 32 special illustration rares, 2,464 packs is the bare minimum that it is going to take you in order to pull, let's say, every single special illustration rare. And that's if you pull perfectly. And you might say, hey, Fanny, you could pull a God pack. You could. I haven't pulled one yet. Out of 1,800-ish packs, I haven't pulled a full one yet. I've pulled a demigod pack. I have not pulled a full God pack yet. So it's not a guarantee. I don't know what the pull rates are for a full God pack. It could be like 1 out of 3,000 packs. It could be 1 out of 4,000 packs. I have no idea. And nobody is going to produce a sample size big enough to get that data. You are going to need probably close to 500,000 packs to get an understanding of where God packs are, how many it takes. Like, it is going to be absolutely insane. 77 packs to pull an SIR, 32 SIRs means it is going to be twice as hard to pull the Umbreon EX Special Illustration Rare than the Umbreon VMAX Alternate Art. So if you are somebody who opened up a lot of Evolving Skies, you're like, I just cannot find that Moonbreon. I've opened up what feels like so many packs. Double it. Double it, and that's what it's going to take to pull the Umbreon. Now, yeah, you could get lucky. You could pull that pack, 1.38% chance or whatever it is of being an SIR, and it could be a Umbreon. It really could, and that would be absolutely fantastic. But for the average, and the average for a reason, average collector, it doesn't work that way, and that's why they should have made pull rates better. Like, I just think they should have made pull rates better for a specialty set, especially because these packs are way above MSRP, and I think that's the most frustrating thing about it. This would be a lot better, easier to digest best if people were easily, accessibly finding this at MSRP, like what we had with 151. 151, yeah, it's expensive now, but where have you been? I mean, it was around for a while at MSRP or well below MSRP. You could buy the 151 UPC for $30 below MSRP for a couple months after the set released. It was well available. This has not been. And I don't know if we're going to get to a point where it is. I hope we do. I just don't see it happening. Like, I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news. I just don't see it happening because, like I said, there are so many whales who are just going to kind of take advantage of the situation. But 2,464 packs to pull a singular and specific special illustration, that's nuts. That's absolutely crazy. That's a lot of money. We talked about that before. Here are the price points of Evolving Skies, and this is kind of what the stem of this video was supposed to be about. So when it takes you 1,296 packs to pull the Umbreon, and you've already seen a Umbreon price now, a couple years after the set released, or a few years after the set released, approaching $1,700, and the Umbreon EX from Prismatic Evolutions is twice as hard to pull, maybe the prices, usually prices for a new set release crash. Maybe the prices aren't that bad right now. Maybe they're not. And like, this is a conversation right now. Obviously, I'm the one talking. You can let me know in the comment section down below what you think. But all of these special illustration rares from Prismatic Evolutions are twice as hard to pull than all of the alternate art VMAXs from Evolving Skies. And look at the price points on Evolving Skies. Now, it all depends on demand. I get that. Artwork, things like that. Like, you might like all of these artworks more than all the artworks from Prismatic Evolutions, and that's fine. There's a reason Duraludon is only $20. But that really just tells me Teal Mask at $20. Okay, well, that's probably a steal. Because Teal Mask is probably as popular as the Duraludon, and it's selling for $20. I better scoop it up because it's twice as hard to pull as that Duraludon. And this is the mindset that people are going to have, and that's why it's in, like, I believe in transparency. I believe everybody should be on the same ground. This is the mindset other people are already understanding. So communicating this to you guys so you can make the best decisions when it comes to spending your collection dollars is really what it's all about. Umbreon EX is currently at that price point. I still need to get one for this master set that I'm giving away. I still need to get all of these evolutions for this master set that I'm giving away, except for the Espeon. And I keep waiting and biding my time. But as I'm looking at the numbers and as I'm looking at the data, I'm like, holy buckets. These are all more difficult to pull than Evolving Skies. And Evolving Skies had 4 times as, like, 4 print runs. So yeah, Prismatic Evolutions is going to get more print runs, but I mean, is it going to be as much as Evolving Skies? And even if it is, these are harder to pull than Evolving Skies alternate art VMAXs. So are the price points really going to come down? I do think they probably will a little bit. So that's why I've been biding my time a little bit, thinking, okay, well, I really want that Sylveon to come below $500 because I think $573 is just too expensive. I think that Jolteon should be below $200. I think that Leafeon should probably be below $300. Vaporeon, Glaceon, like, I'm cool spending like $200 a piece and then maybe $1,000 on Umbreon. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna chill, and I'll pay a little bit more for the Umbreon. I'll pay a little bit more for the Sylveon. I'm only gonna pay a couple hundred for the rest of them. But then I'm like, Fanny, look at this for a second. Look at this data here. It is telling you that it is twice as difficult to pull on alternate art VMAX as it is, or a Prismatic Evolutions SIR than alternate art VMAX. Like, I don't know if these prices are gonna come down. And that's what the most frustrating thing is. So if you look at these prices, lots of cards selling for above $100, and these are just the special illustration rares. This isn't even factoring in Master Balls, like the Umbreon Master Ball. Forget about it. I mean, there's so many Master Balls in the set, so the idea of that coming down below $400, below $300, like, it just doesn't seem as likely, much like what we saw with 151 and like the Pikachu Master Ball reverse from 151, because it is just too difficult to pull. There is too much demand, and pull rates are too high for it to really bottom out. Even Palafin selling for $78. You've got the Blood Moon there for $90. Like, these are cards, some of these I still need. I still need these cards. So looking at these price points and seeing a Teal Mask at $50 and a Janine's Secret Art at $50, I'm like, okay, well, these will come down, these will come down. But then I put in the data and it's like, I don't know if they will. So you can let me know in the comment section down below what you think. There's all the way down to $22.65, but that Armories is not an easy pull. It's just not an easy pull. And this is why I think Pokemon dropped the ball. I think they should have either printed this way more so that way it was easily accessible under MSRP. If you want to tell me that you love the chase and you're okay with pull rates being difficult, that's fine. I'm right there with you. But then make it available at MSRP. That's going to help the secondary market. That's going to help the collectors. That's going to make sure that these cards don't hit a point that's astronomical. And that is the point where we're going to get to if they do not fix whatever this is right now, where you cannot find this for any decent price point. Because A, it doesn't make sense to rip right now. Since it doesn't make sense to rip, nobody is ripping it. Not as many people are ripping Prismatic Evolutions, because if they paid $130 $10 for it. They're like, well, I'm not going to rip it. If I rip it, look at pull rates. I'm not going to pull anything. I'm only going to get $10 in value back out of it. I'm just going to leave it sealed and let it mature and grow it and nurture it, and then it'll be $500 in 10 years. Okay, great. Well, since there's so few available for people, so many people are doing that, which means less is being ripped. And since less is being ripped, these prices aren't changing. Look at the amount available. 17 Kieran available, 20 Petrarunt available, 15 Janines. You only got 10 Eevee. Like, of course they're going to be expensive. Not to mention the fact if you didn't change the pull rates, it'd be twice as hard to pull as the alternate VMAXs, which makes it so more tough. I'm not ranting. I'm not complaining. I am just merely sharing information. And this is why I'm not ripping anymore for the master set. I'm just going to chill. I'm going to wait. Hopefully prices rebound a little bit. And that's that. If they don't rebound, then we're just going to suck it up and we're going to pay the prices and we're going to fill this thing out and give it to somebody because you almost have a better chance at winning this giveaway than pulling the card that you want, because it's so crazy right now. So I wanted to share this information. I thought it was important so that way you had the information so you can make the best decision when it comes to spending your collection dollars. But honestly, seriously, I really want you guys to be careful with this set. It is fun to open and it is fun to chase. And obviously, look at these cards. They're absolutely gorgeous. These are the beautiful, beautiful artworks. Pokemon hit it out of the park with this set. They really did. And that makes the set so fun. And that makes it more difficult to FOMO. But with these price points and the availability, we need to be okay missing out on this set. You don't want to have the fear. You just need to be okay missing out. The okay mo. That doesn't make sense. Okay missing out. Yeah, we'll call it the okay mo. You just need to be okay with it. And we'll move on. There'll be other great sets. And maybe if more people just kind of be okay with missing out, prices will come down. It'll fix itself. And we'll all be happy. And that's all that matters. So I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a long way for the algorithm. Ultimately, I really just appreciate you guys being here. I love having these kinds of talks with you, these conversations. You guys are awesome. I love you. We'll be back Sunday with another video. And until next time, peace.